Thanks a lot. I have to leave in 15 minutes. I'm the Consul of Denmark, and we are 5.5 million people. We can be in Jette if we really squeeze ourselves together. But what we do is this thing about greening whatever we do. So let me just share what we have done from a Danish perspective. There's so many interesting views today. I personally come from life science and chemistry, so whatever BASF is saying is just sweet music in our ears, because we have to do new products along with fitting it into the current baseline. But basically, Denmark, what we have done from a political level, back in 1805, that's a long time ago, we had the first forestry law. And now we are in 2024, right? So it doesn't happen overnight, also from a regulatory point of view. But we, in 2019, Denmark was probably the first country in the world to have a new carbon neutral law saying that by 2030 we should be down to 70% carbon neutrality as a country. I mean, imagine that. And then by 2045 we go neutral, and by 2050 we go negative. That affects everybody from a personal level, to industry level, to stakeholders level, to financial levels, to... Denmark is a nation of seafarers. We go outside our country. The only raw materials we have is what we do in agriculture, what we do in digitalization, because we're one of the most digitalized countries in the world. And then we trade. So when we trade with many countries, including Nigeria, whatever happens in Nigeria will also affect the carbon footprint accounts back in the headquarters in Denmark. So that circle, or you would call it vicious circle, or positive circle, really affects the way we also address the trade we do, because it has an effect. We know that we're not going to change overnight, and that means that when we go back and talk to our politicians and headquarters and all that, say, you need to be patient, because Nigeria is on a track, but we are not there yet. And that's what we are trying to do, to say there's actually a plan, there are strategies from a federal level, state level, community level, but it means that there are plans actually being activated. And that's the good stories that we need to tell to make sure that they say, no, you can't do it, because we don't agree with it. Let me just mention one last, it's really a key enabler. It's a mindset change for us. From the 2019 carbon laws to 2024, we have just agreed in the Parliament a tripartite, I think it's called, it's 3 parties. You have nature, how do you use land, and then you have agriculture, what is agriculture, industry, everything they do, how do they meet with a joint law to understand, as Heiner was also saying, when you tax, it's a punishment, and when you promote, it's actually, if you do something good, that actually has a positive impact. So that's a law. It will not affect tomorrow, but in 10, 20 years, we believe as a green country that will have one of the most important effects on nature and what we do. So sorry about it was a little bit long, but it all fits together in our book.